So, today we're going to be in both the note sheet that you got yesterday and in your regular old notes also. Okay, we're going to do the bottom two on the back side of the note sheet from yesterday, and then we're going to do 3 or 4 kitchen sink graphing type ones after that. Okay. Your formative is tomorrow, and your test is next week. Okay, so formative tomorrow, test next week, Friday. Okay, all right. So, just refreshing our memories. What does A control? Amplitude. Okay, so A controls the amplitude, so that's the distance from the middle to the high, middle to the low. Okay, what else does A control? If it's flipped or not, right? If A is positive, it's regular. Cosine starts up. Sine starts in the middle and goes up. Okay. If A is negative, cosine starts low and goes up. Sine starts in the middle and goes down. Okay. B. What does B control? Period, which is how long horizontally it takes to complete a wave. Okay. Anything else that B controls? If it's negative, it flips the sign. If it's negative and it's cosine, it does nothing. Okay? C. What does C control? Only controls one thing. The start. Yep. It controls where you start horizontally on the graph. And D. What does D control? The middle. Okay? So that's it. That's all that's controlled by D. And then there's a crazy combinations of all of those to get all the other pieces of 9. Okay? All right. So with that being said, let's work in reverse. Normal daily high temperatures for Honolulu and Chicago for each month. T equals 1 for January, each month or each moth, as I think we fixed it on. No, still left it as moth? Oh, I got to go back and fix that then. It's going to annoy me all day long. Okay? For each moth, T equals 1 for January is shown below. Write a cosine curve to fit each of those data. Okay? Go for it. Find me 2 cosine curves, 1 for Honolulu, 1 for Chicago. Let's do Honolulu first. So, if I'm doing Honolulu, it appears that this one is my low, and this one is my high. Would you concur? Yeah. Okay. Right? So, low is 80.1. High is 88.7. That's a gap of 8.6. So that is a amplitude then of 4.3, which would be then my middle would be at 84.4. Agree with that so far? Yeah. Okay. I get a period here of 12, which means my B value, so 12 then, is going to equal 2 pi divided by B. So B is going to equal 2 pi divided by 12, which is pi over 6. A, C, and B, or B and D, I should say. So I get for Honolulu's, I get 4.3 cosine of pi over 6 x minus 8, then plus 84.4. Also, that's if we start at the high. Go ahead.
If the low to the high is half of the period since period 12.
Because there's only 12 months in a year.
Yeah, but then it's not the whole.
I know, but we got to go off of our data, right? So would it be easier if we went with the other one?
What?
The other one would be negative 4.3 cosine pi over 6 x minus 1 plus 84.4. I like that bottom one better.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But
Yep, that works. But either one works. I mean, either one truly does work. Because you're only going up to 12. You know what I mean? You're not going to put in like a month of 20. You know what I mean? You're going to put in, you're going to say January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So you're only going 1 through 12. There. Mm-hmm. Okay? For Chicago, then, I've got a high here. I got a low here. So my low is 29. My high is 83.7, which puts my middle. So that's a gap of 54.7. So that would be an amplitude of 27.35, which would be at, so my middle then would be at 56.35. Agree? Period is still pi over 6, or period is still 12, so B is still pi over 6. So C of T is 27.35 cosine pi over 6 x minus 7 plus 56.35, or negative 27.35 cosine pi over 6 x minus 1 plus 56.35. Questions, comments, concerns, clarifications?
For Honolulu,
Yep.
there's pi over 6 and x minus 8.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between those two?
Between pi over 6 and x minus 8?
Yeah.
Pi over 6 is the b value from your period of 12. 8 is the high, where the high value is.
Then what's
So that's our start.
second equation?
That's if we flipped it over and started at the low.
Ah, okay. So one's high, started high, now one started low.
Yep. Yep. All right. Let's throw the kitchen sink at you. Do you want to do this on your own, or do you want me to do one together? On your own? All right. I love it. I love the challenge. Go for it. So on this one, before I even start, I see that I've got to factor out inside my parentheses. So this is going to be 2 sine negative 1/4 times the quantity x minus 4 pi, then plus 3. Do we agree with that?
Should be the negative 1/4 should be 1/4.
No, it should be negative 1/4. We want that x to be positive.
Ah, okay.
Yep. Okay. So then from there, my domain is all real numbers. My middle is going to be at 3. My amplitude is going to be 2, which means that I'm going to go up to 5, down to 1. My start, I'm going to think oppositely. So my start is going to be at 4 pi. My b value has a caution because it's negative. And so that is going to be a flip because it is a sine curve. But my period then would be 2 pi divided by 1/4, which is going to be 8 pi, which means the end then is at 12 pi. It is a flipped sine curve. That started at 4 pi. So that's 1, that's 3, and way up here is 5. Let me move my range. Started at 4 pi, ended at 12 pi. Halfway is 8 pi. Halfway is 10 pi. Halfway is 6 pi. Agree? Good? All right. Try that one.
I know.
All right, I got a domain of all real numbers. I got a middle at 2. I've got an amplitude of 1, but that is also a caution. Because that is a flip. Which means I go up to 3, down to 1. I got a start value that I'm thinking opposite on. So that's going to be negative 6 pi. I've got a b value of 1/2, which is going to make my period be 4 pi, which means I'm going to end at negative 2 pi. Do we concur with all of that? Okay. It is a flipped cosine curve. Starting at negative 6 pi, ending at negative 2 pi, which means halfway would be negative 4 pi, which means halfway would be negative 3 pi, which means halfway would be negative 5 pi. Goes from 1 to 2 to 3. Questions, comments, concerns, clarifications?
Did they ever to change the graph or
It flipped it, yep, because it's negative. Try that one.
I'm not getting it again. They're only first three. Just try it.
Middle of 1. Amplitude of 12. That puts my high at 13, my low at negative 11. I think oppositely about my start, so I'm starting at negative 2. I do have a caution, and it is a flip, which makes my period be 2, which means that I am ending at 0. Agree with all of that so far? Okay, so we've got a flipped sine curve. That ends at 0, which means this is the middle. That is 1. So we're there, which makes this be 13, this be negative 11. Here would be negative 2. Here would be 0. Here would be negative 1. Negative 1/2. Negative 3/2. Agree? One more. End on a good one. Lots of flipped over sine ones today. Agree with me, factoring out of 3 changes my C value to pi over 6.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then that gives me a domain of all real numbers. My middle would be at 0. My amplitude would be at 2. But that is a flip, which puts my high at positive 2, low at negative 2. There's my range. Start value. Thinking opposite. So that's going to be pi over 6. My period is going to be 2 pi over 3. Which then means, so 2 pi over 3 is really 4 pi over 6, plus pi over 6 would be 5 pi over 6 for my ending value. Okay? Flipped sine which came through here in the middle, which came through down there, which gives me, went up to 2, middle was 0, went down to -2, started at pi over 6, ended at 5 pi over 6. 1 pi plus 5 pi is 6 pi's. 6 divided by 2 is 3 pi over 6, which is pi over 2. 3 pi over 6 plus 1 pi over 6 is 4 pi over 6. Divided by 2 is 2 pi over 6, which is pi over 3. 3 pi over 6 plus 5 pi over 6 is 8 pi over 6. Divided by 2 is 4 pi over 6, which is 2 pi over 3. Questions, comments, concerns, clarifications on finding especially those middle 3? Good? Okay. You truly can finish the rest of your homework packet now. Okay? We taught you everything so far. Today we did this. Tomorrow we're taking a formative. Next week, Tuesday, we're going to do a pick a city poster making type of thing to put some color on the walls, and you can dye it or you can jazz up your city if you want, and we'll post them all around the room and all that fun stuff. Wednesday, we're going to have a station rotation review. Thursday of next week, we're going to start the next unit, which is graphing 2 more sinusoidal functions. And then Friday the 14th is your test. Okay? Good times.